In Genesis chapter 6 verse 18, God says to Noah, "But I will establish my covenant with you, and you shall come into the ark, you, your sons, your wife, and your sons' wives with you." Additionally, 1 Peter chapter 3 verse 20 states that there were exactly 8 people on the ark. Although the Bible does not give any further information about the 4 women who were aboard Noah's ark during the flood, there are substantial extra-biblical traditions regarding these women and their names. Book of Jubilees. In the Book of Jubilees, which is considered one of the pseudepigrapha by the Protestants, Roman Catholic Church, and Eastern Orthodox Church, known to have been in use from the late 2nd century BC, the names of the wives of Noah, Shem, Ham and Japheth are as follows. Wife of Noah, Zara, daughter of Rachel, clarified son of Methuselah. Wife of Shem, Sedekiet Libab. Wife of Ham, Nela Tamiruk or Narel Tamiruk. Wife of Japheth, Adartaneses. It adds that the 3 sons after some years struck out in different directions from the original camp near Mount Ararat and founded 3 villages, bearing the names of these 3 mothers of the human race. Book of Tobit. The Deuterocanonical Book of Tobit does not name any of the wives aboard Noah's Ark, but it does say that Noah's wife was one of his relatives. Sibylline Oracles. According to the Sibylline Oracles, the wives of Shem, Ham and Japheth enjoyed fantastically long lifespans, living for centuries. While speaking prophecy to each generation they saw come and go. According to the preface of the Oracles, the Sibyl author was a daughter-in-law of Noah, the Babylonian Sibyl, Sambathi, who, 900 years after the deluge, allegedly moved to Greece and began writing the Oracles. The writings attributed to her also hint at possible names of her family who would have lived before the flood. Father Nostos. Mother Circe. Elsewhere she calls Isis her sister. Other early sources similarly name one of the Sibyls as Saba. Christian writers. The early Christian writer Street Hippolytus recounted a tradition of their names according to the Syriac Targum that is similar to Jubilees, although apparently switching the names of Shem's and Ham's wives. He wrote, "The names of the wives of the sons of Noah are these. The name of the wife of Sem, Nahalath Manuk, and the name of the wife of Cham, Zedkat Nabu, and the name of the wife of Japheth, Arathka." He also recounts a quaint legend concerning the wife of Ham. God having instructed Noah to destroy the first person who announced that the deluge was beginning, Ham's wife at that moment was baking bread, when water suddenly rushed forth from the oven, destroying the bread. When she exclaimed then that the deluge was commencing, God suddenly cancels his former command lest Noah destroy his own daughter-in-law who was to be saved. An early Arabic work known as Kitab al-Magalol or the Book of Rolls, the Syriac Book of the Cave of Treasures, and Patriarch Eutychius of Alexandria all agree in naming Noah's wife as Haikal, the daughter of Namus, the daughter of Enoch, the brother of Methuselah. The first of these sources elsewhere calls Haikal, the daughter of Meshamos, son of Enoch, while stating that Shem's wife is called Leah, daughter of Nasi. Furthermore, the Panarion of Epiphanius names Noah's wife his Barthanos, while the c. 5th century Ge'ez work Conflict of Adam and Eve with Satan calls Noah's wife Haikal, the daughter of Abaraz. Of the daughters of the sons of Enos, whom some authors have connected with Epiphanius of Barthanos, however, Jubilees makes Betenis the name of Noah's mother. The word Haikal is Syriac for temple or church. In the Georgian copy of Cave of Treasures, we find instead the name Chiar, which is the Georgian word for the same. Armenian tradition give the name of Noah's wife as Nemzar, Nuyamzar or Noyanzar. Patriarch Eutychius of Alexandria, writing in Arabic, also states that Shem's wife was Salat, Ham's Nalit and Japheth's Sarasissa, all daughters of Methuselah. The theologian John Gill wrote in his exposition of the Bible of this tradition, that the name of Shem's wife was Zalbeth, or, as other copies, Zalith or Salat, that the name of Ham's Nahalith, and of Japheth's heirs is Shur, a manuscript of the 8th century Latin work Conventionis Nominum, copies of which have been found at the Abbey of St. Gall in Switzerland, and in a library at Albi, SW France, lists as Noah's wife Set, as Shem's wife Norah, as Ham's wife Ser, and as Japheth's wife Serach. Jewish Rabbinic Literature. The Genesis Rabbah Midrash lists Namath, the daughter of Lamech and sister of Tubal-Cain, as the wife of Noah, as does the 11th century Jewish commentator Rashi in his commentary on Genesis chapter 4 verse 22. In the medieval Midrash book of Jasher chapter 5:15, the name of Noah's wife is said to be Namath, daughter of Enoch. Islamic traditions. The Persian historian Muhammad ibn Jarir al-Tabari recounts that Japheth's wife was Arbasizah, daughter of Marazil, son of Al-Damasil, son of Mehujil, son of Enoch, son of Cain, that Ham's wife was Nalab, daughter of Marib, another son of Al-Damasil, and that Shem's wife was Salab, daughter of Batawil, another son of Mehujil. He says Noah's wife was Amzorah, daughter of Barakal, another son of Mehujil. Some Muslim commentators asserted that Noah had an infidel wife named Wailah, who perished in the deluge, and was thus not aboard the ark. Irish in Anglo-Saxon traditions. Irish folklore is rich in traditions and legends regarding the three sons and their wives. Here the wives are usually named Ola, Oliver, and Olivana, names possibly derived from the Anglo-Saxon Codex Junius, a Bible paraphrase written in the fashion of Germanic sagas, and often attributed to the poet Cadman. The wife of Noah is given as Percoba in Codex Junius. The Anglo-Saxon Solomon and Saturn dialogue gives for Noah's wife Delilah, for Ham's Jitar Rector, and for Japheth's Catafluvia, while giving Ola, Olina and Olibana as alternatives. The name of Shem's wife is missing. Some versions of the Gaelic Labor Gabala also name Shem's, Ham's and Japheth's wives as Carta Recta, Carta Floria and Carta Chasta respectively. Similar traditions seem to have endured for several centuries in some form, for in Petrus Comestor, we read that the wives of Noah, Shem, Ham and Japheth are Para, Farfia, Cataflua and Fliva respectively, and in a 15th century Middle English catechism, we find written, what Hicht knows WIF, Delida, and the WIF of M, Cataslina, and the WIF of Cam, Latericta, and the WIF of Japheth, Orcar, and other three names, Olia, Olina, and Olibana. Alfric of Ensham's Anglo-Saxon translation of the Heptateuch included illustrations with the wives' names recorded in the captions. One such illustration names Noah's wife as Phiaphara, Shem's as Parsa, Ham's as Catafua, and Japheth's as Fura. Another includes one wife, presumably Noah's, named Sphiaphara. A Middle English illustrated version of Genesis dating to the 13th century also gives Puaphara as Noah's wife. Mandeism. Mandean literature, of uncertain antiquity, refers to Noah's wife by the name Nurita. Gnostic literature. Gnostic literature of the first few centuries AD calls Noah's wife Noria, including texts ascribed to her, as reported by Epiphanius, and confirmed in modern times with the discovery of these texts at Nag Hammadi. K. Acute P.'s Chronica. Hungarian folklore has several tales about Japheth and his wife called Enna, attributing this information to the chronicles of Sir Gilbert, Bishop of Antioch in the 14th century. K. Acute P.'s Chronica. Pseudo-Berosis. According to the 15th century monk Anio da Viterbo, the Hellenistic Babylonian writer Berosus had stated that the sons' wives were Pandora, Nola, and Noegla, and that Noah's wife was Tati. However, Anio's manuscript is widely regarded today as having been a forgery. Nonetheless, later writers made use of this information, sometimes even combining it with other traditions. The Portuguese friar Gaspar Rodrigues de S. Bernardino wrote in Itinerario da India por Terrorata Ilha de Chipre in 1842 that the wives of Noah, Shem, Ham and Japheth were named Tati or Fuafara, Pandora or Parthia, Nola or Cataflua, and Noegla, Alilia or Arca. In Robert Southey's commonplace book from around the same time, similar names are given, with the information attributed to the Comte de Mora Toledo, Titia Magna, Pandora, Noela or Cataflua, and Noegla, Thunder or Fear, respectively. Comte de Gabalis, a Kabbalistic work that appeared in 1670, known as Comte de Gabalis, considered sacred in Rosicrucianism, maintained that the name of Noah's wife was Vesta. This name for Noah's wife had earlier been found in Pedro Sarmiento de Gamboa's History of the Incas, where the names Prusia or Persia, Cataflua and Fundra are also given for Shem, Ham, and Japheth's wives respectively. Miotso traditions. The Miotso people of China preserved in the traditions the name of Noah's wife as Gorboluan. The Holy Tablets, first appearing in 1996, is the sacred text of the new Yoruban nation, names Noah's wives as Namath, Vala, and Mubna, of whom only Namath survives the flood in the ark. The corresponding wives of Shem, Ham and Japheth are named as Fatin, Halime and Ifat, respectively. Modern popular fiction. In Madeleine L'Engle's novel, Many Waters, Noah's wife is named Matred, Japheth's wife is Oolabama, Shem's wife is Elisheba, and Ham's wife is Anna. Noah and Matred also have a daughter, Jaleth. In his opera Il Diluvio Universal, Italian composer Gaetano Donizetti named Japheth's wife Tesbita, Shem's wife Asphon, and Cham's wife Abra. These are of course fictional names. Amelia Louise Rives wrote a short story in 1887 called The Story of Arnon, told in the first person, by Arnon, the fourth son of Noah, who hid his beloved, Asenath daughter of Kemuel, aboard the ark. In Andre Bay's 1930 play Noah, Noah's wife is given no proper name, but is called simply Mama by all, even Noah. Shem's intended bride is Selah, Ham's is Naomi, and Japheth's is Ada. In Clifford Odets' 1954 play The Flowering Peach, Noah's wife is Esther, Shem's wife is Leah, and Ham's wife is Rachel. In the course of the play, Ham divorces Rachel and she marries Japheth, who has always loved her from afar. Ham takes Goldie, whom Noah had intended as Japheth's wife, as his new bride, and all ends happily. These names are also used in the Broadway musical adaptation, 2 by 2. In Timothy Findley's novel Not Wanted on the Voyage, the wife of Shem is Hannah, that of Ham is Lucy, and that of Japheth Emma. Noah's wife is only called Mrs. Noyes. In Stephen Schwartz's 1991 musical Children of Eden, Noah's wife is given no name, but is called Mama Noah in the script or simply Mama by the characters. Ham's wife is called Afra and is pregnant with their child at the time of the flood. The child is born after the flood and they name her Eve after the Eve in the first act. Shem's wife is called Arisha. Japheth, at the time of the flood, is in love with the family's servant, a young girl named Yonah who is a descendant of Cain. Since God has forbidden all concourse with those of the race of Cain, Noah forbids Japheth to take Yonah on the ark. However, Japheth hides Yonah inside a covered hold on the ark. She escapes the flood, to be later reconciled with both the family and God when Shem discovers her after Yonah releases the dove to find dry land. In the 2014 film Noah, directed by Darren Aronofsky, Noah's wife is named Nami, Shem's wife is called Illa, and Ham's love interest is a girl called Nael. In the film, Japheth is depicted as a boy, and as such does not have a wife, love interest.